Hi guys, it's Alyssa and welcome back to my channel, The Divine Venus, where I put out videos every day. No, I don't. Okay, so my channel is currently in a little bit of a flux, and that's because something broke on my real camera. So I was sort of going into this like certain direction of my channel, and then it stopped abruptly. One, because of my camera, two, because of the tripod that holds my camera, three, because of my microphone, four, because of people in general, and five, because of creative blockages. So that direction of my channel, just a little update, is not going anywhere. It's just a little bit in flux. It's figuring itself out, but as soon as it does, we're going to hit the ground running with some different content, because that is what I want to be doing. Interesting, unique, creative shit. So I've also been going live, and I've been going live the past couple weeks, and I've been doing it about the transits, and I've really enjoyed the lives. They're normally last like 2 to 3 hours. I love talking to you guys. I think it's actually probably one of the coolest things to talk to people when you're talking about transits, because then it's just like, hey, we're all just having a back and forth. I know that some people don't like to watch the lives afterwards. You know, it's freaking 2 to 3 hours of intense information. If you're not watching the live chat, it can be really confusing sometimes when I'm talking to somebody. So I wanted to condense the information into one big December prediction video presentation for you. So I'm not going to go sign by sign, but I will be doing a live sign by sign tarot reading next Monday, which is like the 20, whatever. It's a Monday before December starts, okay? If today's Monday, it's the next Monday. But if you're not watching it on Monday, I mean, it could be like 5 years ago if you've like happened upon this video, but you probably won't. So we are going to talk about December because it's a really big month, enough to probably accumulate like 8 hours worth of live stream footage just talking about it. So let's try to get this into the shortest, sweetest video possible. There are a few things that you want to know about when you think about December. The first one is that November 30th, which is the last day of November, because 30 days has November something. That's a thing, 30 days, 31 has January, 20, whatever. Okay, so that's the thing. But we are starting December right before with a lunar eclipse, okay, at 8 degrees Sagittarius and 8 degrees Gemini. A lunar eclipse is just a full moon on steroids, because the North and South Node are with it. If you've been following along to my channel and my Twitter and my Instagram and everything, I've been talking a shit ton about dragon energy. Dragon energy, my podcast, this channel, everything is dragon. And what is the dragon? Dragon is the North and South Node. So when we get into eclipse season, we get into dragon season. This is why I will say certain things about the rest of the year that really, honestly, if you're not in your dragon energy, you're really going to be kind of, I don't know, left in the dust, left to die, like left behind, all that stuff. Because the dragon is your greatest power in this life, your North Node and South Node. So I've been really focusing on it. I do have a playlist about all my dragon energy videos in case you want to watch that. So if you're thinking about commenting to me right now, what is my dragon energy? I don't get it. Watch any of those videos that I have provided on my channel. Just do a little bit of digging. It's right there. I don't want to give more information to people who've already been following along. So, and this is a transit video. That's that. So the dragon, when it's with the full moon or the new moon, we get the eclipses. Rahu, Ketu, North Node, South Node, respectively. And this lunar eclipse is going to be huge, okay? The nodes themselves will be squaring Neptune. This is also going to happen December 14th, 2020, which is on the solar eclipse, the node still squaring Neptune. So the entire part of this first month is confusion, illusion, and deception like crazy. But because we are having the lunar eclipse first, this represents an ending to what you could say the worst part of 2020. I can't say the worst. When we started the eclipse season, or the 2020s with the eclipse season, it was in Cancer and Capricorn. The nodes moved partway through, I think around May in 2020, to Gemini and Sagittarius, changing our main objective as a complete consciousness. So we were in a very authority versus family, closeness versus coldness, all of that kind of energy, even a lot about our roots and where we're meant to go, our purpose. All of that comes to a halt, and now it's about our mind and what's going to break in our mind and what we don't know and what we should know. There seems to be a divide between people who are searching out the truth and for people who want to stay in the dark. That is very North Node, South Node, North Node Gemini, South Node Sagittarius, very much all about that right now. The dragon head is currently in Gemini, currently trying to split ideas, where the South Node Sagittarius, where this consciousness genius lies, is in the fact that everything coexists and there is no divide. Going too hardcore into the dragon head at the first sign of the node, which is exactly what we did because we had the solar and lunar eclipses in Gemini season right after the node switched to Gemini, we get very divided. Okay, so this middle of the year was a divided fucking year. Super, super divided. Probably more than we have seen in a very long time. So when we're getting into the beginning of December, that dividing, the dividing of the two ideas will start to blend, because people will start realizing new information on both sides that they can no longer completely attack each other. No longer can one side of Gemini attack the other side of Gemini, because Sagittarius says they are both true. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of deception by people in authoritative places. There's something, I don't know if you know this, but even astrologers have a hard time with the energy that we consistently do every day. Like we look at transits, we look at the signs of the times, we look at what's coming, and that can give us a little bit of authority, power hungry needs stuff, where we can try to dictate the way that people feel and think, and even tell them not to think. And I've been seeing that, and I've been very confused about why certain astrologers have been telling people not to think outside the box. And there have been a lot of them. Not all of them, a lot of them. And it's very strange to me, because as astrologers, we can see that there's a lot of deception going on. So everyone should be open to everything, because if you're firmly in your beliefs right now, they're going to be punched out of your face. That's just the way that it is. And so I think that's partly the reason why I've been going live, is because I've been seeing a lot of this, and I'm just like, why is this allowed to run rampant, where astrologers are literally telling you to keep the veil over your eyes, to keep yourself from knowing what could be true, by telling you that it's wrong to even seek it out. So I would be very wary with the Neptune square the nodes, listening to anybody that tells you not to open your mind. It just seems, it's just the wrong time for that energy, but there's a lot of it. So what I guess I would say is that people, astrologers, psychics, people in politics, celebrities, anyone who's telling you to think one way, just try to immediately balance it out and see the other way. It will really, really, really help you. Or the other option is go into Virgo energy, your own reality, clean up your home, clean up your kitchen, clean up your bedroom, make your bed, put some goals down, try to wake up early, detox your body. All of this shit is very, very important for December. Anything that you can do to put yourself back into physical alignment. And if that does mean, hey, this is the thing that I'm going to tell you that works really, really well, is that when you're facing a lot of misinformation, you either can be in the middle of it, but then also forcing yourself to look at the information that is presented to you and the information on the other side and really keep yourself balanced, or avoid all of it. And the avoiding of all of it is the other side of the apex of the T-square with Neptune that's starting off December. that's been through November. But because it's the eclipse season, it's the ending of what that divide was, and the solar eclipse on December 14th will be a new beginning for us. We are having to change the way we do things. And so Virgo energy, polling against the Neptune and Pisces, is the way out of this very strict T-square, Virgo energy. And that a lot of times needs us to let go of all information. And just be in your information. You are the universe. You are the world. This is you. I know that sounds very self-centered, but also when you're just out in the world and there's so much shit going on, it's the best advice I can give you. You either need to know all of it or just know you. And knowing you, you deserve to know you. You are worthy of being known. You are worthy of having your space around you cleaned up. You're worthy of setting goals for yourself. You are worthy of all of that. And that is such a big deal in December. Okay, so lunar eclipse, that is the energy that I'm telling you. Sorry if I went into too much detail, but I'm trying to get this out. Going through all that. Then we have the eclipse, the solar eclipse. So the solar eclipse, December 14th, is the new beginning. The new beginning is going to lead to a few boom, 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 booms right away, okay? One of them is that the solar eclipse has Saturn at 29 degrees because 3 days later, on December 17th, Saturn goes into Aquarius, okay? We've already experienced Saturn in Aquarius from March 22nd to July 1st. That was the Saturn and Aquarius months for all of us. Those types of lessons and things that we had to deal with as a collective are going to come back. Now, if you are heavily ruled by Saturn, this is a huge shift for you. And if you have your Saturn return in Capricorn or Saturn in Capricorn, your return will be over. If you have your Saturn in Aquarius, it's really just begun again. So that's kind of a huge moment of collective shift. If you want to know about Saturn in Capricorn, it was pretty much a lot of relooking at the authority over us, questioning governance, questioning all that, questioning laws, questioning rules, breaking down those barriers, trying to set up a new authoritative structure that we can now be happy exists. But it's Saturn, so, great things weren't happening. Jupiter also was there this whole year, expanding this Saturn issue. So what we are actually going into after December 17th is December 21st, Jupiter enters Aquarius too. Now, when Saturn was in Aquarius from May until July 1st, we didn't have Jupiter there. Jupiter was in Capricorn. So Jupiter was away. But if you kind of look at what's going on, Jupiter has not really helped us handle Saturn in Capricorn any better than before Jupiter went into Capricorn. I almost feel bad for people who have Jupiter in Capricorn because your Jupiter return was sort of stunted, and not necessarily in a bad way. It just would have been stunted in a way that maybe what you thought would have been good growth for you this year ended up being really held back. And it was held back for a more spiritual, grounded, build your foundation on a rock energy. And next year it should be better for anybody who has a lot of this Capricorn energy in them. But the Great Conjunction is when Saturn and Jupiter conjunct, and that happens December 21st at 0 degrees Aquarius. The Great Conjunction. The last time this happened was May 2000. I believe it was May 2000. Yeah. And this happened right before an election, which is why a lot of people knew that the election wasn't going, and the United States election was not going to be going so solidly and so direct. And so it was going to get crazy. And I know I've had certain predictions, and people have told me that my prediction on who would be president was wrong. And that's true. It still could be. The one thing, though, that we do know is that nothing has been finalized since then. And all of this has been decided, we've sort of realized nothing is set in stone still, and we're just waiting for it to be over because we are stuck in a very similar election cycle energy that we were in 2000 when Bush and Gore had that big recount in Florida. Now, people have been mentioning this too. December 14th is a solar eclipse. It's also when the Supreme Court could decide who is going to be the president of the United States. So solar eclipse in December, you might be most likely waiting to know who exactly will be president. Even if you feel like you know, it could be a big wait until December 14th. So I wouldn't expect anything to be set in stone until then, at least. And that's the new beginning, the new world, so to speak, going forward. But December 21st, that great conjunction, Jupiter, Saturn together. This also means now, Jupiter will never be in Aquarius, well, for the next 12 years, without Saturn. So if you have your Jupiter return in Aquarius, or you are in Aquarius, this Jupiter energy going over that sign is going to be stunted by Saturn. You could also say it's going to be stabilized, but for the most part, what we're going to see is a lot of weak new energy. Basically, us learning that we're not the greatest humanitarians, activists, we're not that great at understanding new ideas, we're not that great at progress. In fact, we aren't very good innovators at this point because we're stuck stagnant in cycles, thinking about the past, unable to break out and create a new future for us. In fact, I've seen a lot of people in a lot of this Gemini North Node energy feeling very much like the world is shit, everything is really bad. But since 2020, I can't wait for things to go back to normal. Now, if you want things to go back to normal, then you can't also be in that same thinking that everything is shitty, right? Like everything has been for the last 100, 200 years for people. Because I'm under this understanding that things have always been shitty and we don't want to go back to normal, right? But there are people who live in these two separate realities and act as if they can coexist. I just want you to know that Aquarius energy wants things to completely change. And the only way that it can do that is to completely change things and to change and shift your reality. If you want things to go back to normal, you do not want change. So I just want you to kind of let that rattle around in your head. Going back to normal is not the way we were meant to live. We were meant to live for so much more. And that's what we're learning. And that's what Aquarius, Saturn, and Jupiter want to teach us. And that's what that great conjunction will be. That great conjunction is the beginning of a new understanding, but it's very much 2021 baby steps. We are dumb. Let's think of us as little idiots who don't really know what we're doing, how to rebuild, how to make something better. We're going to go right back into the past and do it all over again. And we cannot do that. And Saturn will make sure. That is why Jupiter will not be allowed to run rampant and just change shit, because Saturn is there, just like it was with Jupiter this year, saying, there's nothing you can do about that right now. And that is such important energy to realize what's happening in December. Now, obviously, December 21st, 4 days before Christmas, this great conjunction is going to be a lot of energy, especially after the solar eclipse, before the full moon in Cancer. The full moon in Cancer is happening, because it happens 2 weeks after the eclipse, which is so funny because here I am. I have to all of a sudden bring up my computer because I haven't talked about it. So it's not in my head of the exact date of the full moon in Cancer. Let's just look together really quick. I just wanted to get this done and not have a big... Yeah. Nope, that's wrong. Sorry. I just looked at the wrong thing. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. I really did you see me? I just got off my energy because I typed it in and then all of a sudden it was January. It's the 30th. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Lots of energy around Christmas. You know what this tells me? When anything is happening and there's lots of energy around Christmas, it makes for the holidays to be really, really rough. This is bringing out the worst type of energy in people, in in-laws, in family members, in friendships. And so it is important to prepare yourself, that Virgo, detoxify, help heal your body in ways that are truly, good and nurturing for yourself. Spend time cleaning. Do those types of things because that will really ground you. Doing some yoga and maybe I don't know how to maintain. Nope. When you don't drink alcohol. do stuff like that. Maybe like cut down on caffeine, just little things that obviously ground you a little bit more, or align you a little bit more with the light and the dark. And I'm not saying quit everything, because I believe in vices, to be honest. So that's another conversation for another day. But I'm just saying that there are certain things that you can do, even if it's one thing, just to feel a little bit better about what's going to happen. And if you do have to just opt out of certain holidays just for your own sanity, that's okay too. That Neptune is going to be squaring those nodes all month and January. It's just that Neptune's there. Things are not going to be more clear until you allow yourself to be able to face the clarity. And that's how it's going to go. So December 30th is the full moon in Cancer. December 14th is the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius. So we are moving over in the center of this great conjunction and Christmas. It's going to be surrounded by a lot of energy. And that full moon in Cancer will be the first full moon in Cancer that we've had for the last couple years, because Cancer, the North Node was in Cancer. So it's going to be the first one that hasn't been an eclipse. And that can just be almost a little bit of emptiness feeling, because full moons can also bring up sadness, but it can be an empty, numb, void feeling that you might receive. And that's right before the end of the year. So I would say, be gracious, like have a lot of gratitude, be very thankful for the good things that did happen this year, because that will help you. Also ask for the things that you want. That sounds like a prayer, but it might be that those moments where you just feel like, I just need to pray. I just need to figure out what went so wrong in my life that I could not withstand the energy. If that's you, I do think it's time to just reevaluate everything and to really look at it. And maybe you don't need to set New Year's resolutions, but maybe you need to go back and look at all of the things in your life that you wish went differently because of deep-rooted problems that you've had since the beginning. And if we go back a little bit to the dragon energy is about coming into who you really are in your real power and not being afraid to, show yourself in this new world, to show your opinions and to not worry about what the masses say, to breathe fire, to breathe water, and to destroy the things that you believe to be bad, not other people, but the things, and to really show what you are, to show who you are to the world, and let the world love you for you. That is the most important thing. And I think that full moon is going to be that last, especially since it's in Cancer in 2022. It's a moon year. It's going to be all about just saying, this is who I am. I found my dragon energy. I found my truth and my power, and I'm not afraid anymore of showing the world who I really am. And in 2021, I will do what I want to do. I will be who I want to be, because even though it seems like there's nowhere else to go, that's the moment where you realize that things have finally come to an end, and every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. I wish there was a song that had that in there. Cue comments. There is a song that has that in it. Okay, anyway, that is your big December transits energy reading that you need to know, and I hope I condensed it enough without confusing you. Again, if any of this stuff did confuse you, I've been going live. I'll be going live next week. Feel free to come to the live and ask me questions about transits and what's going on. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.